Hello and welcome to On the Corner, the official podcast, pitchlist.com. I'm your host, Eric Samulski, joined, as always, by the man himself, the toughest negotiator around. It's Nick Pollack.
What is happening? Yeah, what Eric is referring to is a ridiculous moment when a neighbor smelled some gas, and instead of actually contacting us and maybe addressing it, they just called the fire department right away. And it wasn't enough to really necessarily warrant it, and they could have called us, and we were like 5 minutes away from the apartment. But then the fire department came in and broke down our door. And then and long story short, it was a very long night of getting our door fixed in locksmith. And I had to negotiate all these things from like the locksmith getting them down $400 from what they were, the building to pay for it because they should have replaced them before, and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's fine, guys. But I just had to go and let the stove guys in.
Yeah, gotta get those stove guys in here.
You know?
And this is a unique experience to living in New York, I think.
Yeah.
Living in cities, really, because it's an apartment building thing. The haggling is pure New York. Good for you.
Oh yeah.
And so actually that's our theme for this week. We've kind of done things similar, but the theme is living in New York City.
Okay. Not like specific. I thought it was gonna be like the haggling tier theme.
That would be great. I don't know how you would do all those tiers.
I would give my tips on how to negotiate.
Honestly, do you want to? I'll change on the spot.
I probably have like 5 or 6.
Okay. But this will be the living in New York City tier. There's a lot of bad mouthing of New York City on online these days because people are told it's a cesspool. It's not.
It really
isn't. There's some amazing parts about it. There's some frustrating parts, and we'll get to those in the tiers for sure.
Yeah, we will.
We're going to start with tier number 1 here. Starting pitcher number 1, Tarek Skubal. Number 2, Garrett Crochet. Number 3, Paul Skeens. Number 4, Jacob deGrom. What's this tier called? Why is it called that?
This is called the energy. And if there's one thing about New York City that I feel I need to be here, it's really that I need to be around the energy of the city that I can say yes or no to.
Yep.
I can go off and do something if I want to. It's right there. And if I don't want to, that's my choice. But I feel this constant need to do more and achieve more. And I don't think Pitcher List exists without me in the proximity of that. So when everyone says, oh, you can get some bigger places somewhere else and all this stuff, and it's just you don't understand how this affects you here in New York City. So
yeah,
it's always there for you.
It is hard to duplicate. And I find that like anytime I leave the city for the first 2 or 3 days, I'm like, man, this is nice. This is like relaxing. This is calming.
Right.
And then you hit a point where you're like,
now what?
I think I'm bored. Like,
yeah.
What else is going on? What's going on? What are we doing? So yeah, we'll see. But I love that. Sadly, this is now a 4-pitcher tier because of the Zach Wheeler injury. Crazy injury. A blood clot thing, not like even a ligament or whatever. And we're hoping for speedy recovery, and we can get this tier back to 5. But yeah.
Yeah, it will be 5 shortly. I'm sure.
Yeah. Is it because of starting pitcher number 5?
Yes.
Is it because it's hot Snell summer?
It is hot Snell summer. I should make that shirt.
Yeah, why? You got to do it. You got to do it. It's hot Snell summer.
It's every single year.
I'll buy it. Sign me up for hot Snell summer. I will get that shirt. But he starts tier number 2, which starts at number 5, Blake Snell. Number 6, Joe Ryan. Number 7, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Number 8, Brian Woo. Number 9, Tower Glasnow. Number 10, Logan Gilbert. Number 11, Nathan Eovaldi. Number 12, Christopher Sanchez. Number 13, Framber Valdez. Number 14, Hunter Brown. Number 15, Robbie Ray. What's this tier called? And why is it called that?
This is called the Freedom tier. And let me explain as Cashew is banging on the door to come in.
Yeah, get Cashew in here.
Because she wants to be free. That is my cat here. Hey, come on up. And it's the freedom of being able to walk instead of drive. You can get the things that you need right next to you. If you want to go to a show tonight, you can. It is you can pretty much just do what you want to do here. Now, obviously, you have to be able to sustain that life or whatever. But you are free and much more capable of achieving here, and it's incredible. So that is what this is. It's not, you're not just like kicking up your feet. Fine. Like, I have this thing and that's it, because that's tier 1. You still need to, there is that little extra element that's missing, but still it's one of my favorite parts of the city.
I love it. I got to say, I tested out having a car, took my parents' car for a little over a week, drove up to the NBC Sports offices in Connecticut, did a trip a couple times. But I am a city kid. I love the freedom that you said. I also had to get something from my son at Target, and I was driving in Connecticut and popped into a Target, and then right next door there's a J. Crew with a 70%. I'm like, I can't be a suburban mall dad, because I'm like, I want to go here and there and here and there. It's tough, man. It's enticing.
I see the appeal of the suburbs. I really do.
I see the appeal of having giant outdoor mall things like that, where you just go in and everything is there.
But I just walking. Hey, I need some milk.
I just walk downstairs. Walking is much better.
Anyway, this tier is long. It's all your aces.
Yeah, it's filled with enticing guys. They're all great. They're all aces. They're all. I love the mix of younger guys who are kind of reaching that next level, like the Joe Ryans and the Brian Woos and the Logan Gilberts, and you've got some of the older guys like Eovaldi and Ray who are adapting and deepening their pitch mix and becoming a little bit more secure in that way. And so, I all of these guys you're happy about. All of these guys, you are stoked. You start them every single time out. There's really not much to say. I hope that our talk of Brian Woo staying healthy doesn't jinx him and he remains healthy.
Well, I mean, Jacob deGrom is 140 innings right now.
I know.
And I don't know if you guys just heard the purr of Cashew into the mic, but she was very curious. One thing about this,
Cashew's a Brian Woo fan.
Yeah, there you go. And it might get larger because you have Hunter Green and Brandon Woodruff and Freddie Peralta pretty much knocking at the door. And as I mentioned before, Blake Snell should be in tier 1. We know this. This is just what he does every year. Nick Pivetta also could be there soon in tier 2. Same with Shota Imanaga. And honestly, the guys that are disappointing me the most in this tier are Logan Gilbert and Tyler Glasnow. Where Glasnow just got his slider back, but his everything else wasn't very good. And it's kind of interesting seeing him throw so many sinkers to right-handers now. And maybe that will work, maybe not. Well, Logan Gilbert continues to frustrate me immensely by not commanding his pitches in the zone.
Mm-hmm.
He just doesn't have an approach that's consistent, and four-seamers should be up and sliders should be down, and that's that. And he just can't do it. He just got destroyed by the Phillies on Monday night. So hopefully that gets eradicated.
There's some real Dr. Evil about you doing this podcast with a cat. You're just petting a cat in your lap. But
how much should you bid? $1 million. Yeah.
$1 million.
Yeah.
Tier number 3 starts with the guy you just mentioned. Number 16, Hunter Green. Number 17, Brandon Woodruff. Number 18, Shota Imanaga. Number 19, Nick Pivetta. Number 20, Carlos Rodon. Number 21, Freddie Peralta. What's this tier called, and why is it called that?
Okay, so this is the I would say it's the bagels and pizza tier.
Okay.
Because let's be honest, it is just a step above. Thing is, you can't just go to one and it's always a step above. Right? There are some, I've certainly had bagels. I'm like, dude, come on. This is just not it. And a pizza place that's just really
you're talking about the Two Brothers 99 cent,
oh,
99 cent slices.
And sometimes they're actually okay. Sometimes okay. Sometimes it's just you literally just took some bread and they're done. The pizza place next to me, the closest one, is bad. And I hate it. I'm so frustrated at why?
I lived in an apartment where there was a pizza place literally right below us, but every slice of pizza was 5 pounds. It was just the thickest. Yeah,
that's how it's supposed to be. Those are the good ones.
I was like, I don't know, man. It's too much. It's too much
then you cut it in half. You're fine.
Yeah.
As long as it's good pizza, right? Just have less of it. But yeah, I mean, in this one, really, Carlos Rodon, he recovered a little bit. Nick Pivetta is still doing his thing sub 3 year, right? It's really the home runs are way down, which is great. Freddie Peralta just had another good game against the Cubs. One thing I will note is that he hasn't had a game above 6 innings since April 2nd, which is astonishing. And part of the reason why I think I've been as down as I have been. At the same time, I mean, he's been great. He's 15-5 now because the Brewers are the best team in baseball by winning percentage. So, yeah, I think he's on the verge as well. I mean, pretty much all these should have an ace is going to ace label, really.
Let me ask you a very quick question. I don't want to derail us too much. I know we're under a strict time limit, but there are two Brewers pitchers in this tier. I've been talking to James Shiano when we do the Q&A about, is there a weakness for the Brewers in a playoff situation? And I keep looking at their rotation and thinking, these guys are pitching really well right now. But their top three is Brandon Woodruff, who we know is good, but we also know is coming off an injury and hasn't pitched in 2 years. And like, if that's your ace going into a playoff series, that's a little there's at least a inkling of doubt in the back of my mind of like, what are you getting? You have Freddie Peralta, who's obviously, as you just mentioned, pitching elite, but we know that Freddie Peralta is prone to a bad start. And in a playoff game, all it needs is one. And then you have Jacob Mizrowski, who we know is electric, but is also a rookie, and relying on rookies in the postseason is difficult. And you get them in an NL where, let's say Zach Wheeler comes back healthy by the postseason, because we don't yet know his timeline. And you're facing a Phillies staff that's, Wheeler, Sanchez, Nola, Ranger, Suarez, and you're facing a Dodgers staff that's Snell, Yamamoto, Ohtani, Glass now. Like, does the Brewers' top three stack up? Is that a concern for them?
I mean, sure. I think there's, to be completely honest, I think the comparisons of rotations for playoffs is a little overblown.
You think so?
Oh yeah. Unless we're talking about like, you have Wheeler, Skeens, and Skubal in that rotation, right?
Or unless you have what the Orioles threw out there last postseason,
right?
And you're going to win a game,
right? You're going to see that. Cool. Are they giving me a chance to be in the game? Right? Are they going to be able to give me 3 earned runs in 6 innings? Essentially, is what you're looking for. Maybe even like 2 and 5, or maybe honestly, sometimes 3 earned runs and 5 is not bad,
right?
Like that's sometimes what teams just want, so they can get to their pen and everything like that, and whatever.
Your starters in the postseason have to keep you in every game. You can't allow 5. And
here's the thing too: you can also lose a game or 2 and win, right? And so it's not completely, a death sentence if you have a guy who is, I don't know, 60% chance of doing well as opposed to the 70% or 75% chance of doing well, right? So we've also seen Aaron Nola have bad games. We've seen Christopher Sanchez have bad games,
Sure.
And I'm not, the way I see it is like Quinn Priester has performed above his head, and maybe he does for 1 or 2 more games in the playoffs. Chad Patrick has been shockingly good, and he's coming back right now too. And then you have Quintana, who has been, I actually have a whole theory about Toby pitchers in the playoffs being more valuable than your electric Jacob Mizrowski.
The depth the Brewers have in their starting pitching,
right? Which means that essentially when something's going wrong, then they can replace him with that too.
Right, that's true. Yeah, that's a good point.
So I guess what I'm getting at is they've won so many games, right? There's a reason why they're winning all those games, and it's not that they're just going to be a completely pumpkin of a team in the playoffs. Sure, I would rather have a better rotation. At the same time, I think they're certainly in a position where they can stack up.
Yeah. Love it. Thanks for talking sense. Let's get into tier number 4. We're going to try to talk sense about the first guy on this list, because I can't make heads or tails of him, but it's number 22, Andrew Abbott. Number 23, Max Fried. Number 24, George Kirby. Number 25, Logan Webb. Number 26, Ranger Suarez. And number 27, Trevor Rogers. What's this tier called? Why is it called that?
It's the subway. All right. It is. I know
this tier is frustrating.
The subway. Stop that right now. Okay. I know we New Yorkers certainly love to hate on the subway.
We do.
We really do. We've seen other transit systems, how clean they can be, how whatever. But then you realize how large it is.
Right.
And how you can get anywhere. And it's pretty incredible how you can just get anywhere for $3 in this gigantic city.
Right. And your frustration is like, this line is stopping at midnight. Why isn't it going all night long?
Right.
Yeah.
And I remember actually going to college in Boston, and the T shut down at 11. And I said, "Are you kidding right now? Like, what am I supposed to do with myself? Like, why would I go into the city? I can't. I'm a college kid. No." And this is all reliable. It's not beautiful. It is not an ace, but it's all reliable. And sometimes it breaks down like Max Fried and George Kirby.
Good point. The Max Fried thing is, do you think it's blister related?
I don't know. This is the worst stretch we've seen from him, I think.
Yep.
Ever. Maybe since his rookie year, because he's someone that generally either needs a moment to ramp up and then he's good until he has an injury and then he needs a moment to ramp up. And it's been a lot of 3 earned run plus games since June 20th.
It's funny because when the Yankees signed him to that contract, you could hear some of the rumblings of like, oh, the forearm, and should they have given him that many years and that much money? But he was like really good early on, and now
he was incredible early on.
And now you're getting these struggles that like I don't think they're injury related, but you're just kind of like, oh man, there's like where is it coming from? And like, is this something to worry about now going forward? It's just it's wild.
I don't know. I honestly, I wish I had a better answer for you, but Max Fried is always one of the harder guys to analyze because he is so much of a kitchen sink, sequencing location kind of guy. And it's really hard to dissect like, okay, what exactly is the problem right now?
Right. Hard to dissect is how I feel about Andrew Abbott. I just wanted to bring it up because you, in your write-up for the list, said, I wish I were higher. Speaking of guys I wish I were higher on in the preseason, Abbott has barely lost a step in the second half. I just don't know how you could have been too much higher on him in the preseason.
Well, you could have at least been like, hey, let's take a flyer because he has had success before and he'll have a rotation spot and like, let's see how it goes kind of thing. And I was just like, I'm not interested,
Yeah, it's confounding to me. And I get that like we're now at the point where he's had enough success at the MLB level that you just have to assume that he is, and I'm not saying he's not a good pitcher. That's not at all what I'm suggesting. But you have to just assume, even if you don't know how he's doing it, he is going to do it because he has proven long enough that he can do it. And I know there have been some slight modifications to his pitch mix, but there hasn't been anything that makes me go, oh, this has drastically changed who he is as a pitcher. But
I got a question for you, Eric. I've got it. Here it is. Can you tell me the major distinction between Andrew Abbott, Ranger Suarez, Trevor Rogers, Matthew Boyd, Noah Cameron? No.
Yeah, I mean, except that Abbott pitches in the worst park of the group.
Well, but here's the thing, though. So what they're proving is that if you can throw a legit changeup and keep it down and away from right-handers, and pair it with well-spotted fastballs, and have some breaking ball to deal with lefties, and having one that you can flip in there against righties, you will have success. So that gives good things for Carson Wisenhunt.
So exactly. So let me ask you this. This is top, just off the dome, as we say. So there's not if we're doing like okay, what can we learn from this heading into 2026? Is your idea, okay, if you're a lefty with a command score of X, then maybe you can succeed with poor stuff? Or are you saying all lefties that have a changeup that grades out plus in PLV, I'm now going to put on a list and then say,
honestly, I think that might be something that would be wise for us to do, is say, who are the lefties with elite changeups and also have a long enough leash? Look at Jose Quintana right now for the Brewers.
So maybe it's the Jose Quintana memorial. He's not dead, but what?
No, it's it's the JQ.
But maybe we do that. Maybe we say, okay, what is the league average PLV score of a changeup? Who are all the guys that are like 75th percentile and above?
Right. And then you throw it at 90. Then you throw it at 94 plus, and you have Carlos Rodon and Robbie Ray and Tarek Skubal and Cole Reagans and Christopher Sanchez.
Okay.
Right.
And now we've got
Framber Valdez kind of has one, but not really. And not really Garrett Crochet, but like that.
Now we've got a list to start targeting.
Yeah. I'm just trying to look down the list now, as you guys can see it on if you're watching on YouTube. And it's kind of funny.
Kyle, if you're listening, that's a start of we're going to data scrape. We're going to figure that out together. We're going to make that happen.
And let's see, not Shamanai doesn't have the change of focus that Jacob Lopez is doing well right now.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm continuing down.
Cantillo just got bumped, but I would assume
Cantillo
he would
was
be
one
on
of those
there.
absolutely. Joey
Actually,
Wentz is not.
Cantillo's changeup doesn't grade well because
It's so good though.
I know it's great, but it doesn't grade out well if you're just using like PLD.
Yeah, changeups actually generally don't grade out super well, which is another conversation to have.
Yeah.
David Peterson, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm just trying to even think of like all the lefties they have to have it. Liberatore doesn't. And that's Lauer doesn't. Povich
doesn't.
Kind of does. Yeah, he's starting to develop that. But I mean, there's, it's kind of interesting to see that those that have those things are up here and those that don't are not.
Yeah.
It's that's something definitely to note moving forward.
And so that's the Trevor Rogers thing for you. It's kind of
I mean, Trevor Rogers' command of this stuff has been great too.
Yeah.
So
speaking of command of the stuff from the lefty, we got number 28, who doesn't necessarily always have command of the stuff. It's Mackenzie Gore. Number 29, Sonny Gray. Number 30, Yuri Perez. This is the small tier. But what's this tier called and why?
This is the restaurant tier.
Okay.
And you have all the food, all the different restaurants you want to go to. I know I just did pizza tier, but this is different. It's like it's a whole thing in New York restaurants. The thing is, at some point, like you like them, but you wonder how expensive it is. And it could be the talk of the town. Everyone loves them, the big hype guy. But then you go, it's just like, this is fine. I don't need to wait on a line for this.
Mm-hmm.
So, everyone knows about them. They're hyped up, but it's not necessarily the greatest thing ever.
Okay. Yeah, I get that. Yuri, really interesting start last night. Like the command was kind of all over the place. Obviously, you put this list out before then. But yeah, I mean, he's maybe been the best of the guys who are just coming. I mean, Woodruff actually, but of the guys who are like coming off a major arm injury, like he has actually pitched the way we kind of thought Sandy Alcantara would, or the way we thought Shane McClanahan would, or whatever, where there's like some inconsistencies with command, but the vast majority of the time you're getting like pretty high level stuff.
Yeah, he's someone who still needs to develop a little bit. I love the fact that he threw 16 changeups.
22, which makes sense.
Yeah. I needed to, the changeup was thrown a ton and then it came back a little bit in the last one, but like that is one major area for him, because what I see a lot, especially against lefties, is that they are primed for the four-seamer and all the other secondaries don't support it well. So they can just kind of sit back on that fastball as much as possible, and foul it off and extend at bats and create more walks. And against righties, the sweeper is good enough. That's fine. It's just, we need to really see that number two, and it could be that changeup, as you know me, could be a cutter. That would be nice. Haven't seen one. It's not really a Marlins thing. But I'm curious to see how this develops. But the end of the day, it's Yuri Perez with an incredible four-seamer.
Yep.
And that's legit.
We got a few interesting pitchers that you wish you had picked up on waivers, but we'll get to those guys after this break. So I found this tier interesting, but it starts with number 31, Aaron Noah, number 32, Edward Cabrera, number 33, Matthew Boyd, number 34, Merrill Kelly, number 35, Noah Cameron. What's this tier called and why is it called that?
This is the Broadway tier. Again, it's always there. And you always know you can watch a good show on Broadway, right? But it's not really one of those things, at least for me, that I want to be doing every week. Sure. It's not, or like I think of New York and I just go, oh my gosh, that's my favorite thing. I do that all the time. But it's like, look, that is a sturdy thing for me. Broadway, top notch.
Also can't afford to do it every week, though.
Well, yeah, right.
I found this interesting because you have Aaron Noah, obviously, who doesn't really apply to this. But I think the other four guys in the vast majority of especially 12-team leagues were undrafted, or maybe somebody threw a late dart on Merrill Kelly.
Or Matthew Boyd.
I don't know that Matthew Boyd was drafted in a 12-team
I mean, I was essentially saying like, hey, Matthew Boyd is a good one and maybe a bad early schedule, but like he should be a Toby for your teams.
I just wonder how many people, and I would have to go back and look at the ADP data. I don't have it in front of me, but I just wonder how many people would have been scared off by the injuries, just such a small innings workload previously added to the fact that he's like on the wrong side of 30, and so people are like this old guy who keeps getting hurt.
Well, it's
versus
because you
this
don't
young
have
guy
to. You didn't have
getting
to
hurt.
spend a proper draft pick on him. This was
Right.
like your last 2 rounds or so. I'm talking about.
But these guys have all, like, if you reacted quickly, those 4 guys really, really helped you this year.
Yeah, Eric Cabrera, I think, really in the middle of May did that. And oh no, you got to be kidding me. That is the person installing my stove. So Eric is going to entertain you for just a moment, and I will be right back.
Should I stick on this same tier?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Nick's talking about Edward Cabrera kind of took it to the next level in May, and that's obviously the use of the sinker. And then one of the things that Nick and I have talked about off air that we're both really big fans of with Edward Cabrera is the fact that he has started kind of pitching backwards. And not only is he using the sinker more than the fastball, which was the change early in the season, but now he's using his collective fastballs and using them far less often, and using the changeup and the curve and the slider and all of that early on. And that has really, allowed Edward Cabrera to go on a really, really good run over the last 2 months or so. I know the last start wasn't ideal, but it happens. I think that Nick and I are both really in on him. Merrill Kelly, Nick refers to him as a Holly. He's a Holly. He pitches on a decent team. The Rangers should be better. The offense is just not waking up, but it's a really, really good pitcher's park. And so that works to his favor. And Noah Cameron is somebody that, I didn't believe it early on because the stuff doesn't grade out really well, but he has really good command of his stuff, and he can put it wherever he wants and whatever count he wants. And so that has been really good for him. And the thing with Edward Cabrera, I noticed looking at the comments, sinkers early don't lead to walks for Edward Cabrera because he can command it much better than the four-seam fastball. And so that's why going to the sinkers worked for Edward Cabrera, but that's also why pitching backwards recently has led to that jump forward for Edward Cabrera. So he went from really getting on the radar and being hey, I'm not going to drop this guy, to being hey, I should start this guy 90% of the time.
Definitely. So, I mean, I'm going to have to jump out at any random point. I don't know when. Hi, welcome to New York. So let's go to tier 7. And this is
Let's do it.
Tier 7 is Ohtani, Mizorowski, and Cease. And it is the chaos tier. It really is just all the things, all the you don't know what's going to happen every single day in New York. And to me, it's, what, that's part of the fun of feeling alive and feeling what, maybe I'll have my rom-com, bump into the person moment. Maybe it'll be something where you're all on the same train and you realize that there are all these delays and stuff, and you find yourself with a group of 10 people who are trying to go to the same place, and they all gather together as we all transfer trains together. It's that kind of stuff that is that whimsical New York magic of chaos. And sometimes it's, all right, I've got the person repairing my stove right now as I do a podcast.
Yep. And there's not much to say about those guys. You all know the upside, and if they're clicking, you love having them in your lineup. Tier number 8 starts with number 39, Kodai Senga, number 40, Max Scherzer, number 41, Ryan Nelson, number 42, Seth Lugo. What's this tier called, and why is it called that?
I also do want to mention about Ohtani is that he's past 80 pitches now. So it's that might actually be kind of fun. And yes, we still keep going with Dylan Cease. This one is another Holly tier. So I would say I'm gonna go with I was gonna go with something, but I realized that's not applicable whatsoever. I'm gonna go with the fact that everybody goes through New York City. There's something about that where when it comes to connecting with a lot of people, or seeing your favorite bands, it's everybody goes through New York. So, for example, we had Tout Wars here. We had some silly fantasy football thing happen here.
How dare you?
And I see friends flying in. Hey, I'm going to be in New York for a moment. Year round. That kind of thing. It's always present. You don't ever know when. But, you're happy it's around.
Talk to me about, you seem to think that Ryan Nelson has found a second pitch.
I sure hope so. The slider usage went up, and I mean, he actually threw more sliders plus cutters than four-seamers in his last start, which is insane because he threw 83% fastballs the previous game. The slider had a 40% CSW, if I remember correctly, with 9 whiffs. It was pretty dang cool. And I really hope that this is actually something that Ryan Nelson has embraced, because I remember even talking to Eno on the craft, Nelson's slider is legit.
Mm-hmm.
And it should be something that is exceptional and a proper number 2 pitch for him.
Are you worried about Lugo?
No. His curveball's still good. Every pitcher is allowed to have dips.
Yeah.
Just not dip. You can't have dip anymore, guys.
You starting him tonight against the Rangers?
Yes.
Talented lineup, a poor offensive performance. It should be. Maybe they're not. They should be, though.
I'm cool with starting pitchers against the Rangers. So, yeah,
I get that.
I'm doing it.
Tier number 9, you've called At the Edge of the Cliff. Starts with number 43, Nolan McLean. Number 44, Spencer Strider. Number 45, Jesus Luzardo. Number 46, Gavin Williams. Number 47, Jack Flaherty. Number 48, Ryan Pepiot. Number 49, Shane Bieber. He's going to start this Friday off the IL. Number 50, Will Warren. What's his tier called? Why is it called that?
It's the people, Eric. People of New York. And it's
the people
why
who fix
is this
your
one?
Stove.
Because it's the cherry bomb tier. Yes, obviously the stereotype of New York is true. There are many people that it's just like, oh, dude, I don't like this guy. It's too much. It's they just aren't kind. They don't care about you, all that kind of stuff. But when you understand New Yorkers, it's never about you.
Mm-hmm.
It's about, making sure that everyone's able to do what they want to do. And the number one rule, if you don't know what you're doing, just get out of the way of New York. And you come to realize that the second you need help, like actual legitimate help, everybody is there for you.
I was just gonna say, you get a lot of those like reactions of like people in New York are this. I will say, people in New York, we are helpful. We're not friendly.
Exactly.
We're not going to go out of our way to be friendly to you, but we will help you if you need help. If you need
exactly,
if you have a question,
you need directions. You go this way, right? Thank you so much, and that's it. Gone.
Right.
Done. Because we all envision that for us to live here, we have to be moving and accomplishing, right? So we just want you to keep on your track and be able to do that. And we'll take your train, slide it onto the rails properly, and then let you go.
And that's also, listen, we all know as adults, there are sometimes we don't want to have conversations with everybody in the morning or whatever. That's okay. We don't have to pretend that we need to chat up everybody on the way to our work, the way to work in the morning. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to help you out if you need it. I'm just not going to say hi to you and shoot the breeze just because you're on the same train car as me and we make eye contact.
Sometimes it's just the head nod is all you want.
My best friend when I was teaching, my best friend at school, he and I were really close colleagues. We wound up living in the same apartment building. We taught together for 11 years. We lived in the same building and taught together for 7 years. Never once rode the subway to school together. Had to go up at the exact same time. Always agreed. We're going at different times or we're going at different cars. This is your time to be by yourself and not talk to anybody. My time to do the same. That's okay.
Yeah.
We don't need to be around each other. But speaking of New York, we had a Nolan McLean MLB debut.
Oh my gosh.
What did you think?
It was incredible. I mean, the breaking balls are whiffable. The four-seamer is a legitimate pitch. He has a wide arsenal. I know it's the 4 walks. I do think that there was something to do with the debut there. But this is a legit starter. I was really impressed by this.
This is his first year as a full-time starting pitcher. Like,
that's wild.
Stupid that he's doing this. And I think you can expect even better from him next year. I know the command is a little iffy, and I don't know that we know for sure what the Mets' plan with him is because, again, this is his first year as a full-time starter. So when you say, like, oh, he only threw 110 innings last year, like that was also a career high because he's not a guy who threw 150 innings in college, right? So you're now getting to a point with him that he is well beyond anything he's ever done in his career, and he has to do more. And so, like, do the Mets, like, people were upset they pulled him at 91 pitches because he was like, 5 2/3 innings. But like that
91, people were upset he was pulled at 91.
Yeah. Well, because the Mets bullpen has been blowing every single game.
But it's an MLB debut.
I know. I think Mets fans on social media are just upset about everything right now. And I
haven't gotten to that one yet.
I don't blame them. It's been a rough time.
It's the people. Tier 9, guys. Okay.
Yeah, you're not. It's the people. These other guys, we've talked about them a lot. What are you starting Shane Bieber? What are you expecting?
No,
from
the
Shane
rules
Bieber?
are it's a still L, really.
Yes.
I mean, this is a very intriguing tier just as a whole here. I mean, we've talked enough about Gavin Williams. Spencer Strider, I led with the roundup today. I would be dropping him even to like tier 11 at this point or something lower. Like, you can't start him. The slider isn't doing enough to cover the weaker fastball. It breaks the Wasker rule at this point. He just got destroyed by the White Sox. Luzardo is Luzardo. We know what that is.
We miss on a lot of calls here.
Yeah.
We miss on a lot of calls.
You got the Strider one, right?
We talked about Strider a lot in the offseason.
You nailed that one.
That it should not have been somebody that was going that high.
Jack Flaherty, honestly, he pitched yesterday just like he should. And I know there's been a lot of fear, but I don't know if you saw, I made a video about the previous start with the White Sox. It's called the unluckiest inning I've ever seen.
I didn't read the whole thing, bro. See the whole thing.
Read it. It's a 3-minute video.
Okay. I said see the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
I corrected.
It's a fun video. You know me.
I do a lot of things where I see these things and I like bookmark them or leave the tab open on my phone. I'm like,
it'll be the quickest 3 minutes you've ever seen.
Okay,
guys. And I'm not gonna make any joke off of that. Ryan Pepio is also someone that feels like he's just right there, and it's so close. And same with Will Warren too. So I mean, I found out about Shane Bieber after I already submitted the list to Discord, and I added him in after. I was like, all right, 49 seems right because he has performed well in AAA, and seems like he's going to be really that kind of tier 6 arm. But as of right now, we don't quite know, and we're going to put him in tier 9.
Yep, I get that. I'm on board with that. Tier number 10 starts with number 51, Drew Rasmussen. Number 52, Christian Javier. Number 53, Cam Schlittler. Number 54, Zebby Matthews. Number 55, Jacob Lopez. Number 56, Emmett Sheehan. What's this tier? Why is it called that?
This is the tier of opportunity. Because that's what they are. These are the frizzles of like, this could be, right? And that to me speaks to the lore, New York, right? The history, the tradition of New York. It's just referenced everywhere. Every Marvel movie just takes place in New York as if it's the only city that ever exists. It is such a central point, and you feel as if living here that the whole world considers New York City the capital. So there is something about that and that opportunity and that future. Like, okay, if I just make it there, I'll make it anywhere.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you saying that if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere? But that makes sense. Christian Javier. Whatever you thought about him prior to the last start, you should keep thinking that because he was sick.
Hopefully he's not still ill.
Right. Boom. Jacob Lopez, we talked about before. It's kind of in that Noah Cameron-y range. Zebby Matthews is somebody for me. Like, I was so fully in spring training, and I anticipate being fully in next year. I just think.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Yeah, I think he'll be fine.
Honestly, I'm negatively impacting the Dodgers now.
Yeah,
I think it's just kind of strange, and I feel it's I don't know. It feels like guys don't quite hit the full throttle going to the Dodgers now.
Is this a Bobby Miller comment?
I mean, it's a Dodgers comment.
Yeah,
Dustin May,
Bobby. Yeah, we'll get.
Ryan Pepio had to leave.
Yeah, that's fair. Fair point. Next here, number 11, they'll drive you up a wall, like some of these Dodgers starters. But starts number 57, Sean Manaea. Number 58, Lucas Giolito. Number 59, Yu Darvish. Number 60, Luis Castillo. Number 61, Kevin Gausman. Number 62, Casey Mize. Number 63, Brian Bayo. What's this tier called, and why is it called that?
This is the Knicks tier. Okay? Because let's be honest, you see it. You see how this works. You get it. They get your hopes up a little bit. They are the hipsters. They drive you up a wall.
They do. Is there, if you had a pick in this group that you could see it clicking for the last 6 weeks?
You know who this is. Say
Manaea?
No. It's you.
You think so?
Yeah, it's you, Darvish.
Okay.
Actually, you guys, it's you. It's Eric Samulski. I really think he's really coming into his rhythm right now.
I feel like a 79-mile-an-hour fastball, so definitely.
That honestly would be impressive right now, Eric.
Oh, right now, not a shot in hell.
Yeah.
I saw a dog on the beach this morning, and it dropped its tennis ball at my feet, and I threw it, and I was like, oh, that was a terrible idea. was a terrible idea. Didn't warm
You
up.
didn't use your legs enough, did you?
I didn't stretch. It was awful.
Oh man, no, I think that Darvish he's one of those guys that like, look, he needs to figure out these things here and there, but every single season it comes together at some point, and it's just great. And I'm just not ready to say no. The Dodgers game was the first inning. He was great after that. He had a good game against the Mets. It's just you see it. I really feel like he should be the one that leaps out of this.
I would love for that to happen. Obviously, I would love for Brian Bayo to be the one, but yeah. And I'm optimistic a little bit on Manaea, but like the fastball velocity isn't there right now, and
he doesn't have a changeup. He needs a lefty changeup.
Got to have it. Got to get it. Get in the lab. Get in the lab.
Yep.
Moving to tier number 12. Starts number 64, Landon Rupp. Number 65, Joey Wentz. Number 66, Hurston Waldrop. Number 67, Spencer Arrighetti. Number 68, Luis Heel. Number 69, Nestor Cortez. Number 70, Ryan Bergert. Number 71, Shane Baz. Number 72, Sandy Alcantara. Number 73, Cade Cavalli. A lot of exciting what ifs here. So what's this tier called and why?
I have a good one for this one. I'll tell you what it is after this break. Eric, this is the Times Square tier because it seems like a really good idea. It really does. You don't know anything about it? Like, oh my gosh, look at all the shiny lights, the shiny squirrels of this tier. And you know what? No, it might not work out. And it might be one of those things that you try once and then you just don't go back to.
Also, how dare you? Because Times Square is so awful that
it is really so bad. And I'm just trying to do this.
Yeah, it's like you shouldn't even pick somebody who is remotely.
I was thinking about making it the streamer tier because you just go there once and that's it. But it's the shiny lights. Here's the thing. It's like
if there was a cut list, that would be the New York Times. That would be the New York Times.
We're past the cliff.
Yeah. Waldrop, listen. The shift has helped him. The shift to the sinker, the mechanical shift, it's helped him. I think, I said this before. I think Hurston Waldrop just being fantasy relevant is a huge win from where he was at earlier in the season. And
he's a completely different guy now. I mean, Joey Wentz too. It's kind of hard for me to decide between the two because Wentz is like 6.5 extension guy, then has had 7 feet this year, and actually was up to 7.3 in one. And it's like, whoa, okay, you are a different pitcher now with better vert on your four seamer and the cutter focus as well. It's like this works from the left side. And Waldrop to me is interesting. He has the most condensed pitch movement plots I've ever seen. So it's wild. And you're going to talk a little bit about Shane Baz and Ryan Bergert as I have to go do more stove things.
I can't wait to do that. I'll start with something on Hurston Waldrop as well. Hurston Waldrop is somebody who revamped the pitch mix. He added in a sinker this year. He was throwing a dead zone four-seam fastball. So adding in the sinker, going to the sinker this year has been really helpful for him because he can command it for strikes. Also added in the cutter to give him fastball variations. Ryan Bergert is somebody that I wrote about last week. Moving to Kansas City, the Royals really kind of let him throw that sweeper a lot more. And so he's got a slider and a sweeper. He's got those two variations and he's leaning into them more than he was with San Diego. And then you add in the fact that, he locates the four-seam fastball up in the zone really well. And so I said when I did that breakdown, I knew Michael Lorenzen was coming back. And I just said, I really think that they should be keeping Bergert in the rotation.
They should.
And
they
know it was
shouldn't
going to be at the
have
expense
Lorenzen
of Bailey Falter. Right. I didn't know it was going to be Bergert over Bailey Falter, but keeping Bergert in was the right move.
I agree with that.
I like Bergert.
I think that I agree with you that I prefer Bergert over Falter, but I prefer both of them over Lorenzen. And I ranted about that last time, but just how could they do this?
I agree.
But 1 second, I got to jump out again. And also, can you talk about Cade Cavalli and how beautiful that curveball is?
Can I talk about Cade Cavalli's curveballs?
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
The power curve. It's like an 87 mile an hour power curve. A curve that has movement like that does not usually have that kind of velocity. And so the fact that Cade Cavalli has that curveball with that movement at that velocity is a really unique pitch, and it's a great pitch to have as a foundation. He's got that 95.5, so like 96 mile an hour four-seam fastball. And so they're really good building blocks for Cavalli. It's essentially been 2 totally lost years for him, coming off the Tommy John surgery and then the dead arm phase that kind of like limited the return. And so Cavalli is somebody where like I think the volatility he's shown so far, where it was like a really rough second start, I think it was against the Royals, and then a really great start, but against the Phillies. Like, I think what you're seeing is a guy who, I mean, he was, as a prospect, he was ranked higher than Yuri Perez, than Jackson Jobe, like heading into the 2023 season. Like, he was a very legitimate pitching prospect who dealt with injury. And so we're seeing him kind of find that and get that back. And for me, the final weeks of Cade Cavalli right now are going to be, what are we getting from him next year? What can we see from him? I'm expecting inconsistencies over the next 6 weeks, but can that lead to something that makes us think, okay, we're going to see like a breakout in 2026, or we're going to get a really, really useful starter here. And so I really like that. Shane Baz is somebody, again, where like we're kind of seeing steps forward and steps backward. It hasn't really been a good year, but the cutter is useful. It's better than the slider. He's got that curve. He's starting to put together like a 3-pitch mix, but he's a different guy than he was, the last times we saw him pre-injury when he was coming up as a prospect. And so these are like young guys who are having to kind of shape themselves in the wake of injury. And I'll move on to the next tier because, Nick and I have a heart out here, and obviously he's got some issues with the stove here. But the next tier is number 74, Quinn Priester, number 75, Jose Soriano, number 76, Jose Quintana, number 77, Bailey Ober, number 78, Justin Verlander, number 79, Adrian Hauser, number 80, Charlie Morton, number 81, Brady Singer, number 82, Jameson Taillon, number 83, David Peterson, number 84, Zach Littell, and number 85, Clay Holmes. I just was going through tier 13. I wasn't going to give it a name. I was going to talk about them.
I know, but Nick is here.
Nick is here. So what's tier 13 called, and why is it called that?
Oh my gosh. I'm just thinking, this is moving. Okay. You got to do it. It stinks in New York. It's not like it is in other places where like, okay, you just get one thing. And it's like, I've seen too many movies where it's like, oh, we're moving and this is nice and easy. We just get one and we do it. We don't have like a massive walk up or something like that. We just go to our suburban home. No, it is something that you just like, I need something. I got to get it done. And I guess I got to go with this. It's moving.
Yeah. These are all guys where it's like, I don't really know what we're going to get. And I think that's why they're here, right? Like if you could tell me when Jose Soriano is going to have a good game, I would love to know because I cannot figure it out.
Yeah.
Bailey Ober, he's starting to do things that make me think he's healthy, and then the location comes back, but then as you pointed out, the velocity dips back down again. So it's like, okay, I guess he's getting better, but I don't know. Verlander, had a tremendous 2-start week and blew the second start, but then came right back out against the Rays and crushed the Rays. And so you're like, okay, so there's still something there. Clay Holmes, I was like dropping him in a lot of places, and like I guess he's kind of taking a step forward. But
he had a game of a lot of secondaries for strikes, and I just don't buy that that's going to be a regular thing.
Yeah. These are all guys for me where like they're very fringy in 12-team leagues, and I think you don't need to roster them in 12-team leagues. Again, I'm just highest on Bailey Ober in this tier because I feel like so much of his struggles were injury related, and I hope he's rounding into form coming off of that. But I understand also that that's wish casting and not based on what we're seeing at this exact moment.
Yeah.
Final tier.
Yeah.
Streamer tier. Number 86, Matthew Liberatore. Number 87, Yusei Kikuchi. Number 88, Colin Ray. Number 89, Michael Wacha. Number 90, Jason Alexander. Number 91, Jack Perkins. Number 92, Dustin May. Number 93, Zach Gallen. Number 94, Mike Burrows. Number 95, Michael McGreevy. Number 96, Shane Smith. Number 97, Eric Lauer. Number 98, Dean Kramer. Number 99, Cade Povich. Number 100, Chris Bassett. What's the tier called? Why is it called that?
Oh, man. Okay. I'm going to say this is the Coney Island tier. Because it's one of those things that you just go, you know what? Yeah, let's just go to Coney Island. And
I
Coney Island
I
can
went
be
the other
fun.
day, man.
It can be fun. It has this idea of being like this big amusement park area, and it's really not kind of anymore. I mean, sure there is that area to it, but it's not really the pinnacle like it was in the Gilded Age or whatever it was when Coney Island was a big thing. It's something that's like, all right, we need something this week, so let's just go to have a trip to Coney Island.
Can I ask you? You have a little bit of the benefit of doing this on Tuesday, after Dustin May made yet another start with the Red Sox, where we saw again.
That was a disappointing one after the other one.
Yes, but we saw the same deep pitch mix with the cutters added in. Would you keep him around 92? Would you drop him off the list? Well,
he gets the Yankees next. I have no interest in that.
Sure. But do you think that this is making him a more usable pitcher, or do you think that's kind of like just like shifting deck chairs on the Titanic?
Shifting deck chairs. I haven't
shifting
heard
deck chairs on the Titanic. You didn't hear about? You don't know that saying?
Oh, that's funny.
That like it doesn't really matter where you move them because the boat isn't going to be there.
Wow. Okay. Wow. That's an image.
You've never heard that saying. It's very popular.
I haven't. I just haven't, Eric.
Well, you learned something new today, Nick.
Yeah, I do.
I'm sure you learn about
not everyone else, but I do learn something new every day. Dustin May, to me, lost a tick of velocity after the other one. So it was 95, 96 previously, and then it was 94, 95, which is the same old thing. And honestly, I pretty much saw what I saw with him on the Dodgers, say for 14 cutters and 100 thrown that weren't really well spotted. It wasn't very exciting in my view. It's like, this is kind of where we were before. Yeah. So I'm not really encouraged.
I still think at some point the Buehler May spot, some like Kyle Harrison is going to push into that at some point. I don't know.
I wonder how Buehler and May feel like, yo, what's up, man? How you doing?
Oh, that they're both here. They're both here in Boston. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I mean, it's like, all right, who's the next Dodger pitcher to go to LA when it doesn't work out for them, right?
I don't know. I'm trying to think like who would be done.
I mean, Tony Gonsolin will show up there, and then
maybe, and maybe the Red Sox will take a flyer on Bobby Miller.
Oh gosh, Michael Grove.
Give Bobby Miller that cutter.
Because Arias doesn't come through.
Yeah,
or Justin Rabolski.
There's a lot of talented guys on that team that just don't add up, as you said before.
Yeah, we'll see.
But that's going to do it for us today. You know, we got a lot. Nick has to go check on the stove. I've my toddler is banging on the door. But we had to get this in for everybody.
Yes.
Hopefully, even though it was short, it was beneficial and useful to you. We'll be back again on Monday of next week, and then the week after Monday is Labor Day. So I would imagine we will not.
We're going to do it on
Tuesday.
That Monday,
so we'll do it on Tuesday again.
And just so you guys know, next week, this is actually Eric. This is a big edition of the list that I didn't mention before. Also, Jack Perkins, we gotta watch out.
You're doing the rest of the season schedule.
Yeah, this is the last one of actual 1 through 100 ranking. So it's kind of like, all right, guys, you tried hard. This is as high you're gonna get, I guess. You know, because next week it's going to be bucketed of tiers of auto start, probable starts, you know, early streams, late streams, single streams, and then don't start really. And it's not. We're just gonna be going through teams then. We're just going to go one by each team. By each team, is there anything interesting? Are we, because of the schedule, are we changing anything about them? Right.
Those podcasts are near and dear to my heart because 2 years ago, when I started recording with you, I started recording at the end of August, and those were the list was already done. And I was
oh my gosh, Eric!
I was right into
guys. This is 2 years of Eric Samulski.
Next week, I guess, will be about our 2-year anniversary, Nick.
Oh man.
Yeah, we did.
Oh man. So here's the thing, guys. Really quickly, Eric remembers the ad breaks now and the tier names.
Come on, that's been at least a year.
Tier names, like what is this called? Tier called, and why is it
at least
called
a year of remembering that?
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, look where we are.
Yeah, we did. We've come so far.
It's like beginning and end.
We did it. We made it, everybody.
Look how far we've come.
We made it. Nick's gonna be able to cook a meal on a stove tonight. It's gonna be great.
Oh yeah, finally. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But
that's gonna do it for us. Perfect. That's going to do it for us. I am Eric Samulski, the Pelican.
I'm Nick Pollack, the Lion.
And we'll check you next week on another episode of On the Corner.